two-step.
Bright lights, TV screen, feels like looking at a magazine. You heard on the floor, feels like dancing is the way to go.
Dancing footwork, what, 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 dancing footwork. Two-step, 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 two-step.
Bright lights, TV screen, feels like looking at a magazine.
Two-step, two-step, two-step.
Bright lights, TV screen, feels like looking at a magazine.
Two-step, two-step, two-step.
You heard on the floor, feels like dancing is the way to go.
Two-step, two-step, two-step. Dancing footwork, what, 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 dancing footwork. Two-step, 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 two-step.
feels like looking in a magazine. You hurt on the floor, feels like dancing is the way to go.
Dancing foot, what? They 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 dancing foot, what? Two step, 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 two step.
Good morning, people. Hello, hello, hello. Let me check. Is everyone awake? How you guys doing? I feel like it's very early in the morning. Some people are still asleep. So this is gonna be an interesting one to see today. 9 a.m. for me. I got my coffee on my side. Got a banana laying next to me. That coffee is tasting good. Yeah, I thought good for you. It's night. Yeah, 10 a.m. with Finland Dale. Yeah, by the way, advice. I don't know. I just wanted to let you know if you're in the chat box down below, like left of the chat bubble itself, there should be like a sword, which is the moderator's view. And if you click on that, you get into the mod channel because I'm also only have the mod permissions, I'd say. And there you can change the title of the stream, but I did it already, so you do not have to worry at all. Okay, well, if you can't do shit, then I just did it for you all good. We are good. All right, we got MMD versus SS. We got my brain is wait a second, what the hell did I just do? No, okay, we got Midnight Moon Drift is going up against Sprint Shadows. I've seen battle before. Midnight Moon Drifters, I did not. I know the guys from MMD, but I haven't seen them drive as a team yet. So this is gonna be interesting for me as well. I will go over to the thread. I think both of the teams are ready. I got a thumbs up from the boys. I will make the first step for today, which is going to be a little bit of wheel spinning to determine if we go day or night time. Remember, Div 2 has a 75% chance to go at day and a 25% chance of night. So let me just pull up the wheel here. I think this should be the one. Nope, it's obviously not. It's this one, right? Yes, we got it. Okay, let me see if I can drag it and drop it perfectly. I think yesterday we had the same issue, that we didn't have the right scaling of it. It doesn't matter. We're just gonna do it like this. I think you guys should be able to see it. Okay, spinning the wheel for day and night. First step of the day. And oh yeah, no, okay, it's gonna be day. They're gonna be able to wake up in a normal fashion. We're just gonna screenshot that for the boys, so we know exactly. Whoops, wrong one. That it's gonna be daytime for the day. Nothing too special. We are not gonna, get too much heavy lifting for the boys on their first battle today. But obviously, still, it is a team battle. We all know how tough this can be sometimes, and we don't want any of the guys starting up tired at a nighttime condition. So I will do the coin toss for the boys who are allowed to start. We got MMD as heads. We got SS at tails. I'm gonna flip it, and it is, drum roll, tails. So Sprint Shadows is able to pick if they want to go first or second. Yeah, I will also do the judging as well again, so please remember Sometimes I'll go quiet for a second so I can type out stuff, because I'm a male, you know, I'm not good at multitasking. I don't know how to do this. So I'll just try to do my best with both of these. I'll try to wake up myself. That's the thing. Sprint Shadows is opting to go second, so MMD, home map, and driver lineups with cars, please. So we can see what Midnight Moon Drifters want to play as their first home map. Francesco is conveying the message over right now. I'm gonna take a quick sip of my my coffee. We got some very spicy stuff for you guys. Starting it off today, Iro Hazaka downhill, Nico uphill as a home map. Oh yeah. I always like to see that. We barely see that actually as a home map, because most of the time people always are like having problems with the map in itself. It's like a little bit of a how could you say, like performance issue sometimes, right? My hamster PC back then had some issues running the map itself, and I hope that all of the drivers are able to play this map today. It is in the map pool, so you're allowed to play it and pick it, and you're gonna have to see how you're gonna decide if you have some drivers who know how to drive it. I am not sure if Sprint Shadows is prepared at all for this one, but we got Hutan going uphill, if I'm seeing this correctly, in the Altezza, and then we got Romano in the NSX going uphill on Nico. We're just waiting on SS now to pick their driver's lineup. I can start up my game in the meantime, because I haven't done that yet. And then we will hopefully go right away. I can see Volvo texting, so we're gonna get a driver's lineup pretty soon here. Again, please consider I'm still a little bit sick, so I will be coughing my ass off here. I will try to mute myself as much as I can, so you don't hear me dying all the time. But yeah, that's the way it goes, especially on the day that I have a battle. I feel fucked, kind of. But yeah, we get a driver's lineup from Sprint Shadows as well. We got Volvo going Integra, and we got the name. Wait a second. That's the issue that I already had again. Let me check in the normal name. If I'm correct, it's Ulkusi. And he's going to drive the FD on the uphill, so we got some spicy matchups here. First of all, you've done hosting, and then we're gonna jump into the first one. Iro Hazaka, for me, I hated it for the most part, and then I started learning it a little bit, especially playing it on the Subaru, which is very hard to do, and at some point it actually starts to get very fun to do as well. So I changed my mind a little bit. Nico still something else. It's just like a pure power map. There's not much to do behind that, but there are some in the later corners, like on the last sector of the uphill. You definitely will have some more technical bits, or like hybrid bits, you could say, with the corners going left to right. You really have to wait sometimes. You gotta be patient on your throttle. Okay. Lead or chase for Volvo, he can decide on that. And then we will see if we can drop right into the first battle of today, guys. 9:24 in the morning for me. This is gonna be interesting. Yeah, we got a Integra on Iro Hazaka. I don't know how that's gonna work out. I haven't actually tested it, I think. Volvo's actually opting for chasing here. Okay, so it's gonna be Hutan in the Altezza going against Volvo in the Integra. And then I'm tell them that we are ready to go. Volvo seems also to be ready, and yes, we are jumping it right now. I need to open up my Spotify as well, so you guys will have some music coming in very soon. Let's hope my screen is working for you guys. Yeah, now it is, and we're gonna go over to the good old trusty library. Let's start off with some Bad Love. Let me check the music. It's a little bit quiet. Oh no, I'm gonna boost it here. So interesting to see that the music is just sometimes just very quiet. Let me do 75. Now we can actually go 800%. That should be good. Oh, this is looking interesting already. The good old, yeah, Volvo has the crashed Tatakai Shakai. Just gonna let them rehost it. I will, bam, hide this one for you, because we don't want any lurkers in the battle itself. I know from where I came from with the GTX 650, right? Very bad graphics card. If one guy joined the lobby, it was over for me. Like I remember very fondly the last round of the TFG event. Everything worked fine, and then I got a DC. I dropped back in. It took ages for my PC to handle 8 cars at the time, right? And then it worked again. Nightlight left because he had a lagging issue as well, or like he had a DC. And then when he rehosted or like rejoined, my game was on 50 frames per second. And that stayed for the whole entire duration of the battle, so I had to pull to the side and just watch. Couldn't drive myself, sadly. That was a very interesting battle. I was hoping to keep up with the boys in the front, because Integra on Ashinoko, actually possible. By the way, give me feedback on the music. I feel like it's still a little bit quiet, right? Could boost it up a little bit more. I just don't want to blast it in my ears. Let's try 900% then, huh? Oh, we can actually just... Yeah, I think we gotta do 1000. Jesus Christ. I can boost it a little bit for myself as well. Let's do it like this. Now we got some music going. Okay, let's hope that this is working. Volvo is rolling again. I don't like the looks of that one. Bam. Haven't seen... oh wait, I did see a battle on Irazaka downhill a while ago, and we had a similar issue where one of the drivers wasn't able to load. Let's see what Volvo has to say. Yeah, Volvo crashed it again. Posing an idea that if it does not work for Spirit Shadows, we will try to let Volvo host it, and then MMD just gets one of the hosts on Sprint Shadows home map. Just want to keep it equal. There's some people who do believe that it's very important who is hosting, especially for like pinging and such. But I just want to keep it equal here, right? Thugger, man. I was missing you. I thought we were seeing Thuggy in the race. Thuggins himself, but he didn't show up. We didn't have a lot of team leaders battling yesterday. We also had Carrie and who was the other one? Mui, right? And we're just watching from the sideline, their team. Brew yesterday, very intense battle. PK also, although the score doesn't tell it, it was 4-0, but they had a very good battle against SLD, so don't write these guys off. They only had 2 drivers at the battle, so I expect them to do way better if they're full on the roster. Okay, let's try this again. Third time is the charm, in my opinion. I'm just gonna, open up my first banana because I need some to eat here. Got a big old chunky banana. Don't get it twisted, guys. It's just a banana. Is it banana or banana? Are we British or are we American? Banana? Potato PC incident. Let's see. We're loading for the third time. Loading. Mo's looking to have a pretty high ping at the moment. Maybe that is also one of the issues. And Volvo is rolling again. Yeah, it's always the same issue. He's just like at the start, he's just rolling backwards and then crashes, right? I want to just tell Huton that Volvo is going to host the next one, and let's see if that changes anything. Tell MMD that they're not losing anything. If this actually works out, then we will let MMD host the downhill of Sprint Shadows map. I feel like all of the drivers are very considerate of that. Volvo's trying to, be very nice here. He's feeling like he's holding us back, but don't worry. It's Tatakai Shakai in itself as well, right? Yeah. The one thing that we are still will be able to, or like will be able to be applied here is, we do have a rule that if you have connection problems and you cannot start the race, or you're lagging so much that the other drivers barely any to drive, in a usual setting, we would just let the guy that has the better connection, or like the guy that has the connection issue, lose the battle. Obviously, I do not like this, so in my opinion, I would then give Spirit Shadows the option to try and see if they have another driver to go for the downhill. If they don't, then we give MMD the point. But we will try it this way. Maybe. We can also try. Yeah, thank you, Francesco. And Francesco is already nice to assess and tells them in the case of Volvo not being able to drive this one, they allow them to actually change the driver lineup for the downhill. we will see how this is gonna pan out. Let's see if Huton got my message here. We couldn't, well, because we could also try and settle this in a free roam and see if this changes anything, because I don't necessarily like to give the other team the host on a home map. On the home map you should have somewhat of an advantage, and you should have stable connection from yourself. So let's try that out, I'd say. Okay, Huton did a free roam for us. Let's see if we can get something going in here. Oh, I just realized my wheel and stuff is not set up at all. So I think I need to just unplug my wheel for a second here. Down just like that, so I can actually drive my car, because keyboard inputs and wheel inputs do not go along very well here. Okay, but my car is in a good position. We only need Volvo to join now. Then we can see if we can actually start this first one off. I'm not sure, we would need to test this one actually a couple of times if Iro Hazaka in itself has an issue with bad link service, or if this is just a Volvo guy problem. Just waiting on Mr. Volvo himself. Oh, good morning, Toto, by the way. I haven't seen you in the chat here. Hope you guys are doing great. I just the fucker, by the way, it's like your comment just got like marked as a sexual term in my mod view. I'm gonna kiss you. I'm not sure if I can let that slide, Thugger. I think I'm gonna have to time you out for like 17 months. Okay, so I think Volvo is just not able to do it, so they actually let him do it. So Francesco was nice enough to let them change it up. If I'm not mistaken, from what I've remembered, this driver is called Emplicive, or Emp. I like to call him Emp, but he said Emplicive, so we're gonna call him like that. He will take this spot from him and try to see what he can do on the download if this is working out. Volvo sadly, like, he apologized many times. Sometimes, you know, the lobby just does not want you to drive, and that's a little bit unfortunate, but we gotta sadly move on. I mean, we cannot wait for a long time here. In the case, though, that a driver change has been occurred, we won't let the new driver have the choice of making if they want to lead or chase. Emplicive, you will now have to chase, because Volvo did want to chase. I hope that Emplicive can understand this one. I mean, we already usually have a rule that tells that if you do have a bad internet connection, you're not allowed to switch drivers, only in like certain scenarios if both teams agree on it and if your opponent's team leader agrees to do it. Francesco on this occasion did, yes, but I am not gonna let them change their mind about if they want to chase or lead. Ampliciv wanted to lead, but yeah, not on this occasion. I think this is looking like it could work. I think this is... yeah, it's starting up. Perfect, boys. Okay, battle number 1 underway. Ampliciv against Utan. We got Altezza versus NSX. Let's see how this is gonna go out. Let's go. This is a very intense map where you do the same thing over and over again, but in slightly different ways. Both get through the first chicane very nicely. This corner is very deceiving. If you don't lift a tiny bit, you can end up in the wall here. Oh, and Ampliciv is a little bit too fast here. He waited instantly, he realized it, and he didn't gain anything out of that because he now has a little bit of a gap to Utan. So now, yes, be calm, cool, collected. We all know how easy it is to break a little bit late into the corner, and if you do so, you might as well have to wait for your opponent because you just crashed him out of the way. Utan doing a very nice job here, Ampliciv trying to get the car rotated. NSX probably a choice where you need to be very controlled because it doesn't want to take tight drifts. It's more like a you know, long drifty car from what I've seen. Coming out of the corner, it was stuck at second gear here. Utan now getting into the 50-meter mark. He's just trying to run it down. Let's see how he approaches this corner. This is a very interesting corner. It's a very nice rotation around that. Ampliciv trying to do the same thing, but car advantage is probably on Utan's side here. I think the Altezza is more happy to go into a drifting motion than the NSX will does. Yeah, Utan really he wants to grip it, but he can't, and that's the issue. If you try to grip it too much, it's gonna be too slow. And I'm not sure if we've ever seen some drivers try to play the NSX on the downhill. We got Horima in the chat, by the way. Horima, he knows a lot about this track, I'd say. I learned from the best. He helped me a lot learning this map and understanding how you can drive it in the Subaru. So shout out to him. Big brother. Love him. Love this guy. Yeah, by the way, I like the livery from Ampere. Looks very fancy. I like the magenta feeling. Got some nice little details. Utan, very minimalistic one. I also like that one. He's just going. He's almost 2 hairpins ahead now. These very tight ones are probably pain in the ass for the NSX. You can really see how he doesn't have to counter steer in most of them. This one is, yeah, well, I would say this one is probably one of the better hairpins because you can, you know, keep it counter steered very nicely. I want to see how the NSX takes this one because this one is also a pretty painful corner if you want to take it very fast. Onto the straight. Utan already at the next hairpin. He got 200 meters on his opponent. He is cruising down this mountain. Oi, 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 a little bump over the grass here. That's what we like to see. And opting to grip it down here. But yeah, I mean, obviously, we can understand that if Volvo's definitely not able to drive the map, that Amp is probably not prepared to do so, to drive this one either. But Yuton most definitely is. Let's go, Yuton. He's just farming the aura right now with the big jumps. Going into the last hairpin, he wouldn't need to fall off the bridge right now. That's all I'm saying. Last hairpin for Implosive as well. He understeers and touches the grass. And I think this one should be over. We got a 350, 60 meter gap, even going up to 70. GG. Round number 1 for Huton, so they will go up 1-0 for MMD. First map point being stolen from them. Or not stolen, but secured, you could say. So let me change up the score for you guys, so we all can keep track of what we see here. Bam, 1-0, and now we're gonna switch up and go to the uphill. Uphill is gonna be Hermano against Ulkusi. I didn't see Ulkusi before. I hope I say it right. Ulkusi, yeah, Ulkusi, in my opinion. I'll tell Hermano to host it, and he already got the lobby up. Now we're going to Nico in the uphill. Yes, Nightlight, the shortcuts on Irohazaka are okay because they're implied into the road, right? Just shortcuts that go off the road is what is not allowed. So Futatabi, Sakanosuchi, we have a distinct rule where it says 2 tires will need to be on the track. So Momiji cuts as well are allowed to do so because they're implied into the map, right? But there are some shortcuts that are so, yeah, you know, absurd in a sense that you're not allowed to take, right? So cappuccinos, don't even try to cut the last corner of the uphill on Futatabi. You're not allowed to do that. Okay, we got the lobby up. We are just waiting on our opponent, which is gonna be Ulkusi, and then we will join into the next one. I love coffee. It's just so good. I'm gonna open up a window real quick. Gotta need some fresh air for my sick throat. But yeah, oh, by the way, Nightlight, what I just remembered. One line that is also not allowed to do is the Ashinoko forest skip, right? The one where you just go way off the track and then jump back onto the track, also not allowed to do. But like I said, Momiji, definitely possible to do so. You saw the Irohazaka ones also allowed to do that. Like I said, if there's gonna be a skip or like a shortcut, you need to have 2 tires on the tarmac. And since we got most of the guys or most of the hairpins on Irohazaka with only tarmac, these are definitely allowed to be driven. Okay, we got Ulkusi in the lobby. He's called Keiska. By the way, if you didn't hear me yesterday, I think after this, well, I think we're just going to apply it for the next round. Guys, you will have to change your Steam name to your Discord name. We want same names, okay? It's very confusing for the commentators. They don't know what your name is, and so we just want you guys to just pick one name, just one name, I don't even understand why you guys always want to have like different names. Just pick one name, stick to it, and build reputation on that name, you know? Okay, Keisuke wants to chase. And we got Adamano. Wait. Wait. All good. Okay, I just had to check on something here, but everything seems fine. So we got Erman in the NSX going up against Okusi in the FD. Let's hope that this one just goes smoothly from the get-go, so we can start it off right now. Oh, wait a second. What am I hearing right now? Guys, we got the OG Tatakai Shakai music in the Spotify playlist. And here we go. Oh, I forgot every time that the FD is very loud. Let's tone it down a little bit. NSX will win off the line, but this first straight is very long. Remember, Okusi is not allowed to overtake up until the first two corners. But he won't have the chance to do so anyway. With the new buffs of the NSX now is pretty good as well on some uphills. It's definitely capable of doing some of that work here. Erman's small tap on the guardrail, and most of the corners the FD. Whoops, we got a timer running for my clothes that need to go into the dryer. I'm gonna see if I can pop that real quick in after this battle, or if I just wait and do it later. But yeah, the FD does need a little bit of time before it really can, you know, get to its power limit. And we got a big straight coming up ahead in two corners, so let's see how that is gonna turn out. But Erman for now got a very nice cushion. He's going a little bit wide. He got a penalty from that, and no, Okusi just goes by him. Erman now in the back seat. Now he needs to try to hold back on. He just lost the lead and gets another penalty. Ay. That's definitely, especially on this map, why you want to keep the momentum at all times. You can see how the difference is like 40 speed right now. Okusi going into the last section of corners. Yeah, the NSX doesn't even hit 160, while the FD was at 180 almost. Oh yeah, fuck me, I guess, again, I'm sorry. I am very sorry, guys. Sadaha. Okay. Oh no! No! Oh my gosh! I swapped back the perfect time. Yeah, it's still okay. Oh no! What is happening? Okay, let me rebuttal. Urban tapped the outside wall in like the fourth hairpin and got an engine penalty. So he just lost the position to Okusi, but Okusi just got a double penalty himself, and now Erman up into the 70-meter mark. Holy moly, what is happening here? Nico, very interesting for the battle so far. Let's see if Okusi is able to get back into this one, because we do know that there ain't any long straights left, so he won't be really able to make use of the power that he has. And the NSX is definitely a little bit better out of the corner. Well, it takes a little time for the FD, and he also will need to brake a little bit longer, or earlier you could say, than the NSX will have to, because of the high speed that it's on. So far we're right on the edge of it. We got like 50-meter gap. Okusi's trying his best to hold on here, but Erman is just edging on the limit. Oh, small touch on the inside gutter here, which is gonna upset his car even more. Now we're up to a 70-meter gap. We don't have a lot of corners left here. this has turned from one side being almost a win for Sprint Shadows to Hermano being in the lead with 70 meters, 80 meters now. Going up maybe to 100? Yeah, he peaks into the 100 mark here. I'm very sorry, guys, for the scene that I forgot again. I need to make myself a reminder to always switch the scene. I just need to go into the intermission screen so you don't see the password for the lobby. But yeah, we'll see now. We'll have to try to come back, but I think this is the nail in the coffin. He got another engine penalty. There's only 2 corners left, I think, for Romano here. He's 200 meters in the lead, and I think he's just gonna take this one home for MMD. Very eventful battle, although you didn't see it, but you saw the essential re-overtake from Romano himself. And yeah, Norman, last bit of straight going up. GG's. Nothing too special happening here, but yeah, it's, we got a double mistake from both sides. Alright, let's swap out. And now let me switch the scenes for you again. Well, change the score for you guys, and we got the first home map done and dusted. So now we will ask Sprint Shadows for their home map and driver lineups. Cars, please. That would have been an iffy situation if Erman wasn't able to get the position back, because that would have meant that Sprint Shadows would have taken 1 point from MMD on their own home map, and that's something you never want to see, right? Your home map should be your most comfortable map. You should always try to aim for a map where you're very confident and just taking a 2-0. That's what the importance of a home map is. So you might be able to snag a point from your opponent on their home map and not even let them try to get into a tiebreaker. Uy. I don't say uy for no reason, because we got Usui pass coming from Sprint Shadows, and we got Volvo in the uphill and Ampliciv in the NSX on the downhill. Okay, interesting. Let's go. I love to see Usui. So Volvo in the Integra uphill, we got Ampliciv in the NSX going downhill. Yeah. See, the goal also, like, there's a lot of people. Please, I'm gonna advertise this map one more time. This map is just a lot of people don't like it because it's so long and they forget what corner they're in. But if you start learning the map and if you drive it a lot, it's well, okay. Not like I wouldn't specifically say it's my favorite, but it's like up there. It's like top 3. Definitely. I'm not even sure what's my favorite map at the moment, but I would say Usui is right up there, maybe even tying with first place, because in my opinion Usui is like the behemoth of Toby, right? You got an 8-minute map, you got technical bits, hybrid bits, you got some power bits as well where you're very fast corners, and most over you got consistency, right? Consistency is what you need in this one. You could make a mistake in the first sector, have like a 200-meter gap, but then drive perfect for like 5 to 6 minutes straight and catch back up. That's the endurance test of Usui that is, and that's why I love this map so much. A lot of people are afraid to do so. Okay. They're seeming to have a little bit of a scheme with the passwording. I like it. So let me remind you of the lineups now. We got both lineups. We got Volvo against Erman on the downhill, Integra versus NSX, and then we got Emp versus Uton on the uphill, which is NSX versus Altezza. Yes, exactly, Nightlight. And some people would like complain about the fact that Usui is very narrow. You cannot really overtake. If you say that, you got some work to do, I'd say. Not to be mean here, but Usui is a pretty wide track, especially because you got gutters and grass where you can drive in. So I won't go on Gozaros. I won't. Definitely a map where a lot of overtaking is actually possible. I've had a lot of battles on this map with some of my homies, and there's so many overtaking opportunities. There's definitely some sections where it's harder to do, right? But because of the length of the map, you have so many options to make a mistake, which could lead into an overtaking situation. So that is the fact that makes me love this map so much, right? You got, even if you're, like I said before, even if you're down by a lot, you could just lock in, remember what the next corner is, take the perfect line, and then try to reload it back in. And here we go. Erman versus Volvo. I changed the scene for you guys, so this time you can see it from the start. Erman having a little bit of a wiggle here and there. We got me as well, 120 ping. I hope it's not too bad for Volvo himself. We will see. Erman just had a very good connection. I think it's probably Volvo that has the connectivity issues here. So he has to deal with what is in front of him now. Erman gone a little bit wide. That's the big issue for Erman now, right? You got an Integra behind him. Integra, unofficially, in my opinion still, Skinsuit is not here because he cannot complain about this. I got the world record on this map, right? My time is sadly not uploaded, but it's 2 times better than his. So we got an 09.0 on the downhill. And I also have the uphill world record, so I am currently, of course, a little bit biased. I'm you could say the king of Usui because I got both world records in both directions. But that's why I want to see what other cars can do. I feel like there's a lot of cars that can actually do a lot of great stuff on this map. Volvo is just lurking in the background here, you know, exactly. He's just waiting for his time to shine. He just needs Erman to make a small mistake, especially with the possibility of just lurking into the radar. Erman will have some pressure on his back if he decides to acknowledge it. If he just ignores it, he can just drive his race right now. And I can tell you that much. It's gonna be a little bit tough for Volvo to make an overtake in the first sector, especially because that's the sector with the most straights, where you have the most power-based corners and also straights. Erman tapping the wall, didn't get an engine penalty here. He's trying to keep it consistent here. We have a little bit of wiggling from Erman here. Volvo seems to be a little bit more stable, but that's the... okay, as I'm saying it, it's also beaming a little bit. That's the issue with the hosting sometimes. The connectivity could mean that you're having a little bit of an issue with the performance of the race. Now this is the section where it starts to get a little bit better for Erman. We got some straights coming up, so he can cleave a little bit of a gap into his opponent here. Does Volvo up for the gutter? He does. Gets a little bit of a better rotation. Good out of the corner here. That's what you want to see. There's like in the Integra, for example, almost every single corner you can take the gutter in, and it actually wins time, right? It gives you more rotation, and Erman and also both were almost crashing the wall there. It's hard to do though. Even in the Integra, where you would say it's very stable, you can easily spin the car. At first sector down. The longest sector out of all of them, we got a 3 minute and 10 second or 20 second first sector. And now we go in the more technical bits. Now I want to see how Erman is performing here. Dropping in the red numbers. This is a usual occurrence, right? Almost against any car in the Integra, you will have like a 50-meter gap around, right around this point because of the straights. But the straights are over now. This is the last straight-ish bit. And now the Integra will have the chance to come back. But that is the mental test now for Volvo, right? He sees a red number on the screen. He sees that Erman is like a half a corner ahead of him. He just needs to keep his calm, do his lines, and just try to reel him back in, because he will most definitely have the advantage, especially in Sector 3. Yes, Duggar. It is a match made in heaven. I can also tell you, I've driven the Subi on this map as well, and the Subaru in both directions is also very nice, especially in Sector 3. It's very nimble. You can just go back and forth, and I feel like the NSX is probably also going to perform in the third sector pretty well, because it's still a narrow car. It's not wide, right, and it's good at just gripping it, but still, like sometimes I think if you can control it very good, you can use a little bit of sliding, no? Well, but dipping his tire into the green stuff, that lost him a little bit of balance here. But he knows that the next sector coming up is definitely in his favor, so he's just trying to stay calm, cool, collected, keeps it all the way to the inside, doesn't lose too much on the understeer here. It's a very weird banked corner where you really need to fight the car understeering, especially in the Integra because of its wider wheelbase than, for example, other cars. And we're dipping down through this snaky section. You can see Volvo corner by corner gaining just a tiny fringe. Last two corners of the second sector, and then we're gonna drop into the third sector, and that's where the Integra will start to shine. And here we go. Volvo, very nice lines. I got a see, you got a small wiggle on the gutter there, right? It's easy to dip the tires in there, but if you cannot control it, you're just gonna understeer because of it. Small tap on the side. You can almost go flat out here. Just need to wait for this section. What I found is that if you on the braking zone, go to second, small grip with the throttle for a tiny second, and then go back to third. You can get a very good run up until the last little hairpin-ish corner. But you can see Volvo now within 10 meters of Erman. He's very close, and he's being held up a little tiny bit. Oh, Erman got a little small tap on the wall, but didn't get an engine penalty out of it. Both a very calm, collected small tap from Volvo here. He's now showing Erman, I am right behind you, my guy. You now have to focus. You need to stay calm. Or otherwise, I'm just gonna pounce. You know, I'm gonna take the position. Volvo trying to lurk on the inside here. You could see the pace that the Integra wants to have here. Trying to sneak up the inside. Erman taking the thoughtful outside line with the drift here. Erman got a very good car control with this car, I feel like. And now we dip into the last sector. This is a also conceiving corner. Yeah, double, triple right-hander into the straight bit. And now we are in the fourth sector. This is now a section where it's a little bit more power, but you still need to be able to grip it. So Integra is still very good in this sector, especially in the later bits. Very slopey bit. You wanna now, yeah, go into third gear. Erman almost getting a penalty there. That was very close. Especially on that corner, you can just dip into the parking lot and then it's over. Try to get a good run out of the corner, but Erman was a little bit too slow, so Volvo now will have to concede the gap again. And if Erman doesn't make a mistake, then this is probably a draw. And I'm very happy to say this is probably one of the first draws that I see on this map, because most people don't stand the test of Usui and just crash at some point. But both of these drivers didn't, and I will also say the ping is starting to get a tiny bit better. here we go. First round done. Now let's see if Volvo is making use out of his car, or if Erman is able to take advantage of his power in the first sector, because like you've seen, a 50-60 meter gap is gonna be something that you will have if you don't nail the first sector. So Erman knows exactly. He's got a section where it's very, well, let's say easy to at least pull side by side with Volvo, but he has to still execute it, right? So here we go, second round. And by the way, Kaito, please, if possible, just keep it English in the chat. We want to keep it one language, so we don't have a huge diversity of people just not understanding what you're trying to say. Oh, small little dip from her Hermano here. This is a snaky bit where the Integra is like full flat out while other cars have to lift. Oi. Big correction from Herman. Keeps it on the road in the right direction, but also almost went right into a left-hander, which you don't want to do. Especially if Barry R is there and he's just waiting for you with his open arms. Volvo starting to sneak a little bit out of this gap here. You can see in this first little section, Integra will be a little bit better, but if Herman keeps his composure, he will get it back. Small little mistake there from Herman, actually. So if I saw that correctly, we got a small engine penalty for that. Another gap is dipping into the 50 meters. This is a short time window. We got almost the half of the first sector done now. This is like the first checkpoint in my head. I always check the time here, and if you come out of the corner with a 147, you're on a pretty good pace. If you're 146, you got a damn lock in. Oh, starting to creep up the gap even more. Got a 60 meter gap now. Herman is not able to see his opponent, only going around the next corner, and this is a scary sight for Herman right now, because he knows his opponent is trying to leave him in the dust here, so he will have to lock in. Tries to drift it, and yeah, that's gonna give him an understeer. I think you, even if the NSX is very long, I think you should try to get into that gutter there and just try to grip the hairpin. Volvo now very, very comfortably. You got like a 100 meter gap, so this is gonna be very hard for Herman to come back from. He's most certainly not being able to start an overtaking attempt in the second sector. While that is happening, I'm just gonna open up my second banana and have lane next to me here. Both drivers trying their best here. First sector is done now, and we can see the gap will open up a little bit. But it's getting a little bit smaller. It's only 80 meters now. Now Herman got one more straight left to make the gap a little bit smaller. Doesn't get the best of exits out of it though. He needs to have a good corner here, so he can make it a little bit smaller. You're exactly right. The Thugger, like the gutters is an invitation to having a very good exit out of the corner. Especially here, like here, you can also dip the tires into the green stuff and just get free rotation for nothing. But I can imagine, especially for rear-wheel drive cars who slide a lot, it's gonna be a little bit tougher to control than for front-wheel drive cars. The gap is starting to stabilize a little bit. It was still in the 50 meter marks, but it's gonna cleave open a little bit. But it's definitely a tiny bit better than it was at the start of the, or in the middle of the first sector. Halfway done.
staying consistent, trying his best to get the Integra back into his side. This is a very conceiving corner. Got a small left-hand king going into a left-hander. You really need to live for a small second here in any other car. The Integra, if taken the right timing for the turn-in, you can actually just go flat out. But you have to have the right timing. If not, you're gonna smash into the wall on the outside. Let's see the Volvo PoE of his looking behind here. You could see that he's starting to creep a little bit back in. Herman doing an exceptional job here of trying to minimize the gap here. But Sector 3 is coming up, and we all know what the Integra can do in Sector 3, so let's keep the 60-meter gap in mind. Very lucky for Herman, he did not get an engine penalty for that one. That could have been easily an engine penalty for him right here and there. And now into the snaky bits. Let's see how Volvo takes us. Waits for the rotation. Yes, perfectly done. Now you can go third gear, full throttle down the hill, small second gear. He keeps it second gear over the bump. Herman still close by. He's trying his best to hold on here. We still got 2 minutes left of the track, and the last sections is a little bit more straight-ish. But the third sector is not over yet. Let's see the little chicane. This is a death chicane. This wall on the right can easily be bumped into if you turn in too quickly. But both gets through it very nicely. This does not mean anything, right? Herman still could try to get back. The race is not over until it's over, so let's see what happens in Sector 4. Yeah, definitely, Thugger, you really have to keep your booty in place with the NSX. If you know exactly what you're doing with the car and if you're able to control it, I feel like the NSX is one of the top cars on some tracks, and I feel like if you're very good at handling the car here, the NSX has a very wide horizon of what it actually can do. Going into Sector 4, the gap leaving open because of the straight here. It's going to come down a little bit, but Volvo keeping it in the 3 digits now. Volvo's just running away with this one. Herman is in a lot of pressure right now. He only has like about 50 seconds left to reel it back in. I am not sure if he's able to do that. And if not, then we will have a 2-in-1 situation, because that is the home map of Sprint Shadows, and they might take their first point on this one. Yeah, going into the last section. Let's see if Volvo does any mistakes here, but I don't think so. Well, it gets around the corner, it comes down a little bit, but yeah, still, Herman is not able to see his opponent at all. He's just gone and dusted, and Volvo around the last bend. Don't mess up the entry into the gate here. Yeah, he's taking it very, very slowly and collected, and Volvo takes the point for Sprint Shadows. GG. 8:22, yeah, that's a very nice time. Alrighty. 2-1 score now, and we will now know for sure that we will have a tiebreaker coming up. So this is going to be going on for a little bit. Now we're going to change over and have Impulsive and the NSX going up against U-Turn versus the Altezza on the uphill. Everyone bob their head, please. Bump your fists into the air while you're moving side by side right now. Let me boost the music just for this.
When you passion my heart is fire, need
Gotta bang Good Morning Skinsy. Boost down the music a little bit. You just missed a Usui banger on the downhill, and we actually saw a draw for the first time, I think. Volvo against Urban, and Volvo took it, so he knows exactly. He got himself a point that led to it definitely going into a tiebreaker today. I was sitting in the wrong lobby, by the way. It's fun because the same password was applied here. Okay, U-turn will chase, so Implosive will have the first go. And we will jump into this very soon. Both drivers giving their good lucks and have funs. We will change the scene over, and I will take the time to close my window real quick. And here we go. Implosive against U-turn. NSX versus our Tesla. I feel like the NSX probably will have a tiny upper hand here, just because of the gripping power it has. But never underestimate the power of the old Tesla, right? And here we go. I most certainly also like this direction. I cannot even decide if I like the uphill or the downhill even more. It's like downhill is very precise. If you really want to push it, you gotta be very on the limit. The uphill is more sandy, you know. You can keep it flat out in parts. You just want to go as fast as possible through the corners. And plus, if taken a while when the U-turn takes the gutter here. A lot of gutter options here on this map, and that's what I love it. It's like probably up into the 50, maybe 60 gutters that you can take, so there's a lot of options to cut down time if you want to do so. Nice back-to-back from U-turn here. Francesco hates both. Alrighty then. We got a not Usui enjoyer. Ubui, you would say. Okay, I'm just bad at the fucking jokes. Okay. First sector down now. This is probably a nice section for both drifty cars, more like, or slidey cars, because you have a triple left-hander. I can tell you, in a grippy car, if you don't get the angle right, it's just gonna understeer you. Implosive going a little bit wide, dipping the tire. U-turn now side by side here, giving Emp a tough time here. He's trying to look around the outside. Implosive being nice, leaving the space, but U-turn sliding back in. And the first bit of blood pressure is rising now because Implosive knows one small mistake could mean everything, and U-turn gets a big engine penalty. But he luckily had it in a slow section. So Implosive wasn't able to make a huge amount of time out of that because he needed to take a slow corner. But still, we are dipping into the 40 meters. And that's looking like the gap that Herman had to Volvo in the first sector, so don't be fooled. The NSX could just run away with this one. Let's see how we have the uphill section. This is especially this little left-hander here. If you go a little bit too fast, the stone is your best friend here. So do not try to push it too much here. U-turn looking like he's very composed, trying to have a nice line through these corners. And here we go. Sector 2 is down. We are starting the third sector now.
Both of them know exactly what corner is up and next. This is what you love to see. U-turn gets a very nice gutter there. I don't know if you saw that, but he got the rotation that he needed. U-turn looking again. The radar is popping up for Impulsive right now. This next little bit is very conceiving. Don't go on the throttle too early. And also don't crash the wall here. Both drivers are trying to conserve their pace here. They don't want to make a huge mistake, especially on this 8-minute map. If you do make a mistake, it can lead to an uncomfortable race for you. So might as well just try to keep it on the track and keep your opponent behind or in sight, depending on what position you're taking here. This next little section is a little fun one. So a lot of right to left to right to left. Just like you would on a toge, right? Then we got the longest deceiving left-hander of the map. U-turn takes a very wide approach so you can get a little bit of straight line. But both keeping very close to each other here, so it's very even so far. And I am not sure if the NSX after the buff is faster than the Altezza on the straight. I don't know if anyone in chat can tell me if it is. But we are getting to the straight bits now. U-turn gets a little bit of a better approach. If he gets a good run out of this corner, he might be able to try something. He does get a good run right into the slipstream, but it looks like the NSX can just keep it up there. It's actually a tiny bit faster, I would say. NSX with the power difference here. Oh, Amp getting a small wide mistake here. Nothing too crazy though. We're starting the last sector. U-turn trying his best to keep on him. Within 10 meters of a gap. We got two big straights coming up. Let's see if both these drivers can manage this one good. U-turn gets a better approach into this one. He could... Oh! U-turn just took away his own... like he had to avoid action here, and he had to brake because he almost crashed into Impulsive, which is not going to be great for him because now he lost both of the straights where he could try for an overtake. There's one left, but Amp gets a good exit out of that one, so I don't think there's much to try here for U-turn. Very fast corner here. Going at like 150, 120 speed. Oh, Impulsive almost crashing into the wall here. Going up these hairpins. Oh, yeah. U-turn needs to remember that the NSX in hairpins will probably need to take the first gear, which is gonna give him a way worse exit out of the corner while he's able to take the corner in second gear. Another straight-ish part coming up. Impulsive gone very wide and he gets the engine penalty! And that is it, probably. Now we got U-turn in the lead. Impulsive making a crucial mistake at the 7-minute mark. And let's see if U-turn can compose himself. Because if he does so, then he would take 1 point away from Sprint Shadows on their own home map. That's the issue of Usui, right? A long map, the concentration has to be at a maximum all the time, and if you mess it up just a slight bit and your opponent is right on your tail, you're gonna lose out. Let's see, Impulsive still very close. He's trying to pressure U-turn now into doing something here. We got about 1 minute left in the map, so there's still some overtaking opportunities for Impulsive if he can make it happen. Both go very wide here. I think Impulsive was hooked with his tire to the outside gutter there, which doesn't help the rotation at all. Very close race, I gotta say, very close race, very even, but one simple mistake can make up the order of this race, and U-turn gets a very good exit. Impulsive already with the hazard lights. Hooks his tire. And I think U-turn is on the course of taking the 3rd point for MMD here. Nice gutter run out of the corner here from U-turn. There's only a couple of corners left. Oh, big understeer from Ampliciv as well. Last couple of corners, we only got some left, right, and left, rights, and then we are at the finish line. U-turn would need to mess it up completely right now, but he doesn't, and that is a point for MMD on Sprint Shadow's home map. Jesus, and that is going to be match point for MMD. So if they win one of the maps on the tiebreaker, they will take 3 points with themselves home. Tiny small mistake from Ampliciv. He did such a good run. He was on such a good pace there. And then one small mistake just makes up the order of the position of the cars, and that's how you can easily lose. Yeah, Skinson, I also agree very much. Love to see other teams also picking Sui as a home map, because that's the name of the game, right? You gotta play some mind games, and it's a tough map to play. And if you're good at it, your opponents will most likely be in the backseat. Okay, we got a 3-1 tiebreaker. Now I will get the map pool out. This, and we're going to cross out Usui, and we are going to cross out Iro downhill and Nico uphill. And if I'm not mistaken, also this map pool should be an uneven number, so we're gonna be left with one map. Wait, no, I think I might be actually mistaken here. We will see. I think it's actually 22 if I didn't just miscount that. Oh, this is the wrong message that I wanted to edit. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Now the chat moved and I don't know where I was. Goddamn. We will see. Because I know for a fact that MMDs will start banning. So we know exactly how many maps will be left once we get there. First 4 bans: Tabi, Suchi, Shumaro, Miyogi. Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, it's actually 22 maps, which would mean we are going to have a coin toss for the last map, which is always fun to see. Okay, so what I mean. And then we got an Akagi band. Hapugahara out of the window. Throw that away. Nice, Francesco. And then we got a Yabitsu band from Sprint Shadows. Map pool is getting close. So we got Nana, we got Iro Uphill, Nico Downhill, Ena Okawa, Sakanosuchi, Ashinoko Momiji, Nagao. We got Fujimi Kaido, Akina, Odawara, Sadamino left. And Fujimi is getting banned as well. Francesco saying, we are not playing another 7-minute map. We don't want to see that. I always love to see long maps as well, even if I have to stream it. Only if we don't, like, if it's a you know, like 18 round battle, then okay, that might be a different story then. We got Okawa and Ena being banned. And then we got Iro and Nico getting banned as well. So Nana Magari left, we got Sakanosuchi, Ashinoko, Momiji, Nagao, Mount Akine, Orawara, and Sadamino. And now we got an Ashinoko band. Sakanosuchi getting banned from Sprint Shadows. Francesco is banning Orawara next. Map pool is getting smaller and smaller. We got Nana Magari left, we got Momiji left, Nagao, we got Akina and Saramina, and Momiji just got banned, so no Momiji in the tiebreaker. A lot of people just gasping right now. How could you? Because Momiji is like one of the most tiebreaker-ish maps you could play. A lot of cars can play well on this map, but you also have to enjoy the map to be good at it. I certainly like it. Mimiji as well, yeah. Good morning, Pine. Or good evening for you, I guess, because you're probably gonna go to bed soon, right? Sada Mina getting thrown away, and now we got Nana Magari. We got Nagao, we got Akina, so it's one last ban. And it's Akina. Okay. So we got Nagao and we got Nana Magari left. Either we take a power option with a lot of hairpins, or we take a technical hybrid map. Let's see. Let me flip the coin. And it's tails, so we go into Nagao. Let's take out the Division 2 wheel so we can get the conditions done. That's not the right wheel. Too many wheels in the wheel channel. Bam. That is what we're dealing with. So we got a condition wheel for the Div 2. If you haven't seen it before, we got a lot of options on this one. So let's see what those two teams will drive on Nagao in. It's looking like a very irregular one. We got day and dry. So both teams will probably be very happy with that one. Alrighty. So, in that scenario... Oh, wait a second. By the way, Pine, I forgot a simple rule here. Do we just let them drive downhill and then uphill, or do we coin flip the direction first? Because the Div 2 doesn't have a direction on their wheel. Coin flip their direction. Okay, I will do that. Down first is going to be heads, and then uphill first gonna be tails. Coin is being flipped and we got tails, so it's gonna be uphill first. MMD driver plus car. SS driver plus car. You forgot about the Australian spider and the Russian weep. We will see, Pine, if that's actually going to happen. But who knows what's gonna happen today in the battle, you know? Okay, we got Amplicive going up against Houghton on the uphill, and then we let MMD hosts uphill, and SS will host downhill. If we get to the downhill, that is. Yeah, by the way, if you didn't know, 17:30 in my time, that's about yeah, no, it's not Pine, it's not even 5 hours, okay? Calm down. You got 7 hours or like 6 hours left till the battle. And then you will have the first Legends Division team event that we're gonna have today. Pine, by the way, if you want to right now, you could go into the group channel and discuss a little bit with Skinsuit what we are going to do with the condition, you know. You could think about that, because we have two, like I told you, we have two little rules that we still need to think about and we still need to agree on. I feel like the others did not want to, you know, get their voice out there, so I feel like now is the time to let the team leaders decide. We didn't have the time to do that yet, so we might as well do that later, if you got some time. Yeah, so like Skinsuit and Pine, you two are the ones deciding, so you should just talk about it in DMs right now. Good morning, Malice. Malicioso, the malicious intender. Yeah, obviously I'm an old man. How would I do that? You know, I don't have a chance against the Russian weep. What you gonna say? Just waiting on an Impulsive here to join in the lobby. He said his potato PC is not letting him at the moment. Gonna try to rehost the lobby here real quick. And obviously, the one time I expect the same password to be taken, it's a different one.
Be my lover.
We're dropping in, boys. Let's get this going. We got uphill first. Let's see if we have... Oh, sorry for my squeaky chair. U-turn going up against Impulsive. Altezza versus NSX on the uphill of Nagao. MMD could just take it home right now. Sprint Shadows could have something against that and try to get the draw out of this one to at least get 1 point home. We'll see how that is going to turn out for them. Nagao, yummy, yeah, exactly. Very yummy. We've just seen this specific matchup on Usui. U-turn being the one that got the advantage out of this one because Impulsive had a tiny mistake in the 7-minute mark. And let's get it rolling. Fine, by the way, I don't know if I was talking to you when we counted the maps, but the map pool for Div 2 is actually 22 maps, so we have a coin flip in Div 2, which is cool to see. I recounted them like 4 times. I came to 22 every single time. Oi, Impulsive almost off the road there. That was close. Too close for comfort, I would say. Going into the first straighty section, we just saw the comparison that NSX is still actually able to just keep the same speed on the straight as the Altezza, so the buff actually doing its job here. Oh, Impulsive getting a wall tap, no engine penalty though. He's playing with the devil right now, Impulsive, trying his luck here with the engine penalties, but so far it's been... The devil has been nice to him. U-turn slides out a little bit, now Impulsive can cleave the gap open a little bit. This is a very deceiving corner, very late. Let's see if U-turn can make up some ground here, but I feel like it's just gonna be a draw on the straight. Only if you're really close in the slipstream and can get a good exit out of the corner, you might be able to gain a little bit. Oh, very nice corner there from U-turn, getting the gap back into the 10-meter mark. Did not understeer going over the grass there. That's very nice for him. Malice continuing the ranting. Can't be positive at all. Only has bad words to say. Let's see how this is going to turn out. We're going to go over the halfway point now. This is getting more techy now. A lot of gripping, a lot of left to rights, especially out of these hairpins, I would imagine. The Altezza being a tiny bit faster, but not much. U-turn almost stalled the car on that corner, yeah, because there was an NSX in his way. What? Small tap from U-turn, he gets an engine penalty out of it. Not too long, but the gap getting cleaving open a little bit again. Nothing too crazy. Gap still in the 20 to 30 meter mark here. Very deceiving left, and another left. So we will definitely... Wow, big cut from U-turn here. Gaining him a good amount of time there actually. This is, yeah,
very deceiving corner. You do not want to get your tires into the green stuff unless you want to go straight into a barrier. And U-turn actually catching back up here. Now again 10-meter range. He's trying his best to keep U-turn just behind him here, because U-turn is looking mighty fine so far, but Impulsive also not doing the worst job at all. So we got another very close matchup. Especially on the Sui, we also saw those two drivers are kind of close to what they can do. With some people being biased of what the one or the other can do better. But the first round is done. Yeah, that's what I imagine is considered. I feel like especially like the banked hairpins, the Altezza is gonna have a little bit better time than the NSX. Especially, I'm not completely sure because I haven't driven it, but I could imagine that the NSX has to go first gear for them, right? Which you just don't want to do. Like you kind of want to avoid being in first gear on the NSX. Here we go. Round number 2. Will we see an overtaking attempt from Impulsive? Will we see U-turn just running away with this one? First sketchy second, flying through the corners. Don't go too wide here. U-turn gets a small tap, but he also doesn't get an engine penalty, so that's good for him. Big old group setting his headset back onto his head. Very close so far. Now we get into the more hybrid section of it. Got some corners you can really power out of, but you still need to be on point because there's green stuff left and right, and if you touch it, your line is just going to differ from what you were aiming for. Onto the straight, U-turn actually dipped his tires onto the green stuff there. Impulsive wasn't able to get around the outside there. He lost a lot of speed there. U-turn, don't use the green stuff too much here. You can see what happens. When Impulsive was kind enough to back out of this one, he could have tried to hang it around the outside, but it's very tough to keep it side by side, especially if you have a left-hand king coming up. But it's possible. Yeah, definitely Pine. Like if you touch the grass too much, your car just does not want to cooperate with you. U-turn doing a great job again. He's actually leaving the gap open here, 35 meters. Let's see how the last section will look for him, or the last half of the map. He has been looking pretty stellar in the chasing run. Now let's see if he's able to continuing open up this gap here. So far, he's trying to still contain that gap here, coming out of the corners. Yeah, we see Impulsive having to get into first gear. I can imagine it's just a tiny bit better for the Altezza than out of the happen. Oh yeah, same little mistake for Impulsive, but he did not get a penalty for it this time. U-turn had to do evasive action and try to rebottle after he got his penalty, but Impulsive didn't. Don't touch the grass on the outside here, you're gonna go straight into the forest. Very close, but U-turn, an exceptional job of just maintaining the gap here. You can see NSX now creeping a little bit back. If Impulsive wouldn't have had the angle there, he would have just went straight on. He touches the wall a little bit. Nothing too crazy here. we see U-turn. He's getting into the 40-meter range, and that's the range that you want to see, right? That's where the colors change, especially with a little bit more. Oh, U-turn on the grass. Lost a little bit of time there. I don't know if that's gonna be enough now, because he was capable of pressuring Implosive here, but he's doing a good job maintaining the last two corners. I think he just did enough to get back into the safe zone here. Bit by bit, all the casters and moderators start to wake up while Burbs is working since 9 AM in the morning. Okay, you guys, get a life. What the fuck you doing? Yeah, but Implosive actually, you know, he just took advantage of the small mistake there. And gained that momentum back into the last section. Let me remind you guys, if U-turn wins this one, it is over and we are gonna have 3 points for MMD, but if Implosive takes it, they might have a chance to draw it up here. But they would still need to win both directions. Yeah, Carrie, I mean, if you're waking up with your cat, you're lazy, okay? Cats sleep like 18 hours a day. Get to work, buddy! I always say rise and shine early. Very equal out so far. Implosive has a small cushion here. He doesn't have U-turn sniffing his bumper. Oh no, U-turn! Touching the wall, getting a huge engine penalty. A very big engine penalty. First touched the wall and then got into the grass. And now we got a big gap, 120 meters. Implosive now has the chance to get this into another round. Yeah, Pine. What are you doing, man? Glazing, and oh, U-turn touches the gutter. That's one of the gutters you do not want to touch, because you just as you saw, you're just gonna understeer, straighten out the car and lose a lot of time. So now U-turn has to hope that some grass touching is going to be involved into this one, because we have a 100-meter gap here. Yeah, exactly. Just push it to me, right? I am always the bad guy. Carrie, can we do a new title? Burbs, the green stuff announcer or green stuff enjoyer. By the way, I wanna have your opinions, because I was thinking about a title, and I've seen Pine take the Toga Legend, which in my opinion is a cool title, but it's like the title that everyone wants to go for, so I don't want to go for the Toga Legend. Seems a little dull. So I was thinking actually the veteran title for the 50k kilometers, because I'm over 50k kilometers, yeah. What do you mean most banned? I wasn't banned a single time. I'm a good guy, okay? I've always been a good guy. Maybe do Burbs the Burbs as a title. Burbs go Burbs. Is that the title? Can we do Burbs go Burbs? If you send a go Burbs once in Tatakai chat. Or the other way around, Vice. Legend Toge the Pine. Getting into the last section. U-turn trying his best here to get it back. 60 meter. Impulsive still keeping himself composed here. It looks like if he does not mess up these last couple of corners, he might just take it home and get it to a 3-2. Yeah, and I think it's barely gonna be enough. It is. And Impulsive takes it. 3-2 score now. Obviously, the one time I want to open up my window, the church is going absolutely bonkers with the bells. So now, last map, one more try for MMD to get 3 points, one more try for SS to get a draw out of this one. Oh, Francesco driving the downhill. Aha, in the FC, and we got Volvo in the Integra doing it for Sprint Shadows. We see the team leader actually stepping in and helping out his team. He wants to get this home. He wants to achieve the 3 points for his team in the first round of the split. Mr. Sesko himself, yeah. I'm not sure what the FC can do on this track. I'd imagine the Integra still has an upper hand here. So it's gonna be interesting to see what we will have here. I'm already starting to feel that the 2 bananas wasn't enough. I need some more food in my stomach soon. The pasta zone is crazy. I mean, I had at least 2 bananas, but yeah, the food is in the kitchen. But we got a battle to watch here, the final battle of this team battle. Who will take this one? Oh, by the way, the one-time Marissa is not in the chat. We didn't even have a pool for you guys, so it's a little bit too late for that one, I guess. Yeah, Carrie, by the way, I want some extra money for that one. Pay me in food. Send me some great sandwiches or something like that. Make me a good old baguette with like ham and cheese or whatever is your standard go-to. Gonna throw you peanuts. That's not enough. Hello? You're very optimistic here. Gap 50, random lead. Ready when you are. Fun. And we're dropping in, boys. Last battle. Will MMD take the 3 points? Will SS try to tie it up and steal 2 points from MMD and get 1 for themselves? We're about to find out. Let's get into this one. Yeah, Pinebot, you still got 3 exceptionally good drivers, okay? Exceptionally. Oh, let's say 2 and then you got Pine. I'm just joking. That Pine guy, who's self-proclaimed Toge legend. Don't know about that one. Yeah, sorry. It's just friendly scuffles, okay? I hope that Pine knows that I'm not taking this serious. Legend the Pine Toge again. Okay, we're loading in. Got two shells of a car trying to spawn in here. No, you hate me. Okay. No! Just simply no. Let's hope this is... yeah. Volvo with the same issue as in the first race again. Okay, Volvo agrees to let Francesco host it. So we will see if that changes anything. Just waiting on Volvo to get back into the lobby here. Not sure if this is gonna change much. We had the same issue with Volvo on Irohasaka now, where he wasn't able to join the lobby. It just instantly crashed his game all the time. Carrie, you know exactly. Oh, I mean, now that I got the scene for the desktop, right? I could do it, but I would have to just turn on the desktop sounds. Carrie, what the hell are you doing, man? What are you doing to me? Oh my goodness. We got some ads running here. Not even sure, do you hear that? Oh, I don't think so. Okay. Oh no, Carrie, I can't. Yeah, it's not gonna be possible. I can see if I find it on Spotify. Yeah, I can find it. Give it to me, right? I'm just gonna wait until the battle is starting. Volvo just joined in. Let's see if this is going to work out. And let's see if we can start up this one. Francesco is now hosting this battle. So we will see if this is going to change anything about Volvo's connection issue. I'm not even sure if it's only the connection, but yeah, he seems to have an issue with joining battle lobbies at the moment. Sui did work for him, but not sure if this is going to work for him either. Let's see. We're loading pretty long. Don't like the side of that. Yeah, Francesco already Yeah, I think it's stuck in loading. Oh, and Volvo got the crash again. Yeah, the only other option we now will have is actually try to host a free roam and see if that makes a total difference. See if this is an issue. Skinsu, I'm not sure if this is map specific because he was able to drive Usui downhill, Volvo. So I'm not sure if that is the total reasoning behind all of this. Like Usui downhill did work for him, but Iro Harazaka and Nagao doesn't seem. I think I am just gonna host a free room for these boys, so we have a split scenario here. We can only do this because the downhill is 50 meters. It was not against Francesco, yeah, it was against Herman. Now let's see if this works out for Volvo. If it doesn't, we might have to ask Francesco again if he would allow the enemy team, Hermano, yeah, if he would allow the enemy team to switch drivers again. He was kind enough to let them switch the drivers on Irohazaka downhill. But oh, I think I see Volvo loading in. I at least see his name, but not his car. So we at least got somewhere, but I think this might be an issue. We're trying to figure this out. But I think Volvo is having troubles loading in. I just see that Herman actually changed his name to Erman. The carry influence is crazy. Both of them left now. Gonna ask Francesco if he is running any custom decals, because that might actually be an option here. Francesco doesn't. Yeah, this is tough right now. I'm just trying to figure out how we are going to do this for the people. And in the case of this not working out, then we might actually need to ask Francesco one last time if he would allow I'm gonna ask Erman to show me what the password is. Okay. And we are just gonna drop into this one. It is a free roam lobby. So let's see if that works out. It doesn't. Then we might have to ask Francesco again. I'm just getting tired. I'm going to bed. Bye bye. Shutting off the stream. I think we got the same issue here. Francesco is loading in, but Volvo is not. What is your favorite Volvo? I got two favorites. It's tough. I like the 850R, but I also like the good old classic 220, right? The no, wait, which was a 222, I think. Let me see, how was the name of the car? No, I'm mistaken it. I think I am mistaken it. 242 was it, right? Yeah. Yeah, the 242 is also very nice.
The 242 was racing in like touring cars for a bit in the 80s. The 90s won a lot of shit. We're trying to see if we can test if it's actually a problem on the livery side right now. Because this could also be an issue that could be occurring here. One last attempt, Volvo's trying to host it again. Yep, and this is looking grim for Sprint Shadows right now. Yes. So Volvo is just not able to host anything right now, and he's not able to drive Nagao specifically. We just tested if so it's not the livery that is the problem right now, because we just tested Volvo against Herman again, which was the matchup we had for Usui downhill, but that still did not work out. So in this case, even though we gave them the opportunity to change drivers, Sprint Shadows is only 2 people right now, which means MMD will get the point with the forfeit from Sprint Shadows. So we won't see a last run, guys. It is going to be 3 points for MMDs. It's very unfortunate to see, but that's how the rules go sometimes. And if we do have connection issues, and if you don't have another driver to back it up, that's the issue. They did have Ulkusi for a small period of time, but it seems like Ulkusi is not able to drive now. So this means MMD wins their first battle of the split and take a 4-2, not 43-2. It's a 40-2. And that, with that being said, it is done. Battle number 1 for them. It was a very cool race. We had a very close matchups between, especially on the uphill, right? We had some great racing against Utan and Impulsive, but also on the other directions, right? Volvo did a very great job against Urban, but it sucks that it just does not want to work on the downhill. I'm not sure if it's a problem with the map in itself, if it is a problem with the internet from Volvo, because we did see his internet wasn't too good.
but it's very weird, right? In that, with that being said, it's sad to say that we're gonna have to give MMD the points here. They did deserve them, right? They truly made a good effort of winning this battle today, and they were still in a good seat to try and win this all. But yeah, we'll hope that for the next battles that Volvo guy is able to clear up the problems that we had here. And in another case, Sprint Shadows should always try to have at least a third driver there, so they can try and see if they can replace it either. Francesco was nice enough to change up the drivers, but it didn't work out for them. So GG's. MMD takes the first win of their split, and we get them 3 points. Well, Carrie is probably going to update that at the end of the round number 1, so after all of the battles have been driven, or maybe he's gonna update it soon in the meanwhile. But this battle is over for today, and I'm guessing I will also shut down the stream now because I need to eat something. My throat is dry as a motherfucker, and I need to also prepare for the battle that I am going to have later against Love Killer. So if you guys are interested to see what's gonna happen in about 6 hours, it is, or 5 hours at 70:30 my time, you can check it on the upcoming battles. There is gonna be the first round of Legends Division, LK versus Till. So please try to stop by, see who you want to vote for, if you want to vote for LK or if you want to vote for Truly Illegal. It's got to be definitely an interesting one to see, and I'm very excited to race again in a competitive matter as well. So I gotta try to lock in. With that being said, thank you guys for joining me on this good morning stream, and yeah, I will see you later with Carrie. Bye bye.